Now I'd say the biggest issue that the UDR has is with its suspension, and not the performance I mean the durability. They leak oil, they don't service very well, and they're a pain to get to. Now we can't fix that, however, we can definitely fix the leaking, and it involves this right here. Let me tell you a little bit more. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to 2 miles per gallon RC. I'm Gage, and today we're going to be working on the UDR, my tried, true, and beloved UDR. Now, it's a love-hate relationship right now because I'm running into some issues with the shocks. They are leaking. Now, some of the forums that I'm on, it seems to be a pretty big issue, and I believe I found the fix. After quite a bit of research, quite a bit of digging, and getting myself absolutely chewed out on the Facebook forums, I asked if I could get an Amazon set of shocks and just run the same internals off of these and oil weight and get the same performance. And boy, did they eat me alive. That was not fun. Everybody knows I'm fragile. I'll cry. So I scrapped that idea, absolutely left it behind. So what else did I find? After sifting through all the forums and asking around and getting other people's input, Hot Racing makes a rebuild kit for these shocks. Now, it doesn't include shafts or pistons or anything like that. However, it does upgrade the components that fail miserably. And that is this guy right here. Now, you're gonna need 4 of them. Each kit comes with 2 of each in here, and it rebuilds not only the bottom eyelet, but the bottom retaining ring, of course the cap, and then the seals for both the top and the shaft. So getting 4 of them will give you 8, and that'll allow you to do all 8 shocks. Now here I have the black set, and that's what I'm going to be running on all 8. Now they don't list a part number on here. However, if you just look up Hot Racing caps, oh wait, no, they do right here. Now they do make 2 different types of cap sets or cap rebuild kits. You have the black set, which is what I have here, and then you have the red kit. Now the red kit maintains, or I guess retains, the bladder style shock cap. I want nothing to do with that. I'm a bigger fan of emulsion style, where you have the bleeder screw, and on the Hot Racing one, it actually comes with a little gasket or rubber grommet to seal that screw in place, as do most, if not all, emulsion style setups, and it's just superior in all ways, shapes, and forms. Servicing is easier, getting them dialed in is easier, and they retain the oil. They don't leak as bad. Now with that, you do get all new seals, not only for the cap itself, but for that retaining screw, as well as the shaft down by the bottom cap. So with that being said, we're gonna need to start tearing this thing down and getting these in place. Here we go now. Oh. Let's go now. Let's go. Now I like to keep everything separate just so I know exactly where they go. However, with the UDR shocks, it's not hard to tell. So all of your spring or coilover shocks are going to be the exact same length, if not a little bit taller in the rear, it looks like. Yeah. Okay, so the rears are a little bit taller. Now the actual shocks themselves, these are much taller in the rear. Even the body is substantially taller, and they hold a lot of fluid. So it's not hard to tell. Now, buying aftermarket, you could get away with getting the exact same size coilovers. You might just be limiting a little bit of the travel in the rear. However, going with these guys, you want to make sure that these are longer, especially for the rear. Now, I don't know the exact sizes off the top of my head. However, it's not hard to find with a quick Google search. So we'll go ahead, we'll keep these guys separate for now, and we can actually get a better look at what I was talking about with the leaking. Now, this is a pretty extreme example, and what I actually tried to do the second time it leaked is I plugged the breather hole. I just took some extra plastic off of a part that I wasn't going to use, melted it down and dripped it on, and then just kind of smoothed it over. You can just barely see it. And as you can see, that did not work at all. So it's leaking from the top as well as the bottom, and that's a no-go. Now looking at the front dampers, they're not as bad. They're not leaking too terribly. I've actually never had to service the dampers themselves in the front. There is still a little bit of leaking going around the bottom, but it's very minuscule compared to the coilovers. Now, same thing in the rear for the coilovers. Around that bottom cup or thread, it is definitely leaking. The tops aren't bad at all. And then looking at the dampers, especially around the bottom, it is leaking for sure. Now they still feel like they have a little bit of fluid in them, but about right there to there, there's nothing. So they've definitely been dripping over time. The fronts are especially bad. So let's take a look at what exactly we're replacing. In the hot racing kit, these are what you get. Now the bonus, oh goodness, if I don't drop it, the bonus to going and upgrading with the hot racing kit is all the plastic bits you're completely replacing. So the caps, the bottom caps, as well as the eyelets are all plastic. On the hot racing ones, they're metal. So huge, huge upgrade. That is that emulsion bleeder screw there, if it'll focus. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Oh goodness, what is happening? There we go. You can definitely see the screw a little bit. Oh goodness, okay. Anyways, you get 2 caps in the kit. Now, to coincide with that, we will receive, oh, I thought I opened it. To go with the caps, we get 2 metal eyelets that we will be threading on to the bottom here. Definitely an upgrade over stock. Now they also already have the bushings installed for you, which is great. One less step that you have to do. You're going to get O-rings. These will go inside the caps to help seal everything out, to prevent any of the fluid from bleeding out through the threads. And then you're going to have these bottom caps here. I don't know the exact names. If I would stop dropping everything, I'm just going to call them bottom caps for now. So we have these guys that replace this right here, and these are getting upgraded to metal as well. You get 2 of those. And then with all of that, we get some rubber seals. Absolutely beautiful. So, with all of that, that will do 1 set of shocks. And we have 3 more packages to go with. That way we can knock out everything. So, the first thing that we need to do is definitely tear down these shocks, clean them off. I'm probably going to hit them with some brake clean just to get all that gunk off and go from there. Now I do want to show you real quick unscrewing this guy. The fluid is still dirty on the inside. However, this is one of the shocks that wasn't leaking around the cap. And that's because the bladder remained seated inside of the cap. So it should look something a little bit like this. I don't know why there's a dimple there in the top. If you know, let me know. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or not. However, I do know that bladder is supposed to be seated within the cap like so. So I just want to show you that. That is what it's supposed to do, but not all the time does it do that. All right, all of the shocks are empty, and this is what was inside of them. That is not supposed to look like that at all. That is so gross. It's got this browny grayish color to it. Now, not all the shocks were super terrible, but I'd say about 6 out of 8 were really, really bad. So, glad that we're doing this. Now, we have all of our upgraded parts laid out, and this is my first time doing this, so I don't quite know how every little thing goes together. I know that these smaller rings go on these bottom caps, but I don't know about these bigger ones. So we'll have to figure that out, but we got it all laid out and organized. So let's start breaking down these guys here. We'll start with the rears and go from there. All right, we got all the shocks completely done and serviced and put back together, and they feel amazing. Absolutely amazing. There's no leaking on the bottom except for one, and I believe it was this one? Oh, I can't tell, hold on. This guy here, you can just barely tell. Oh, maybe. It had a bent shaft. Now I don't have one of those, so I tried to bend it back a little bit. However, with the shaft being bent, this is not a hot racing problem at all. It's pressing on that lower seal and giving it just enough of a gap, trying to go in there cockeyed to allow some of the fluid to pass. However, it is so minuscule now. I tried to bend it back the best that I could. If I get it spun around just right, it'll clear just fine. So I might have to redo that one later on. As a matter of fact, I'm going to, but I don't have a shaft right now. So my main worry and concern, oh yeah, see, if I get the angle just right, it slips right on through just fine, no issues. And again, beautiful amount of rebound. There's still a good seal and no air getting in. So with that being said, my main concern was the caps mainly. Having to flip the entire truck upside down to get the battery in was not ideal, so it kind of sucks, but I get it. We got it fixed. Now everything is bled and ready to go back in, so we're gonna go ahead and knock that out. Well, it's wrong. Now I half blame hot racing. I do, but I don't. There are no instructions for putting this kit together, and those two seals, I believe, are supposed to go together a different way. I put the two flat sides together. Yeah, no, I think that's wrong. Now, if you look, you can kind of, if I zoom in there, you can see all the fluid building up, especially whenever I push it down, it's just flowing out. There's absolutely no seal happening whatsoever. And I believe the cup side, or the side with the lip, are supposed to go together or face towards each other to create a double-lipped seal. So, finding that out after putting it all together kind of sucks. However, I'm not too upset. I did have to run to the hobby shop here. I had to pick up some more oil. Now, I was running 40 weight in the front and 40 weight in the rear. However, from factory, it comes with 30 weight in the front and 60 in the rear. And the rear, with just 40 weight in it, even though it's leaking, not creating the greatest seal, it's still a little too soft. So I picked up some 60 weight. I'm gonna try that for the rear, and maybe that'll help eliminate a lot of the squat that was happening before and help improve the handling. And then instead of going with 30 weight from factory in the front, or like factory, we'll do 40 weight, kind of bump it up a little bit just to handle a lot more of the heavier hitting stuff. So with that, I need to completely tear everything back off and completely resurface everything. So with that, we need to get cracking. Now I'm not gonna do the whole time-lapse thing again, but once I get it on there, I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about and go from there. All right, I got at least one torn apart, and what I kind of want to show you here is if you look right at the top here, there's a collar and then there's a little seal. Same with this one, the collar just happens to be thicker, and then there's a smaller ring around. So these are called cup seals. Now what I was doing was this part was going into the shock body facing up, and then this one was facing down. So the undersides of that guy right there, and then same on that side, were facing each other. What you want is this side and this side to both face each other. So I had them both backwards. So instead of this going down in the bottom, this will actually face up. This will face down towards this. and then they'll meet in the middle and make a much better seal. So I need to go through, oh goodness, we are zoomed in. There we go. I need to go through and do that for the other 7 shocks. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna knock that out and hopefully it shouldn't take too long now that I know exactly what to do. So I'll see you in a minute. All right, after another painstaking 2 hours, we got it completely torn down and every single shock rebuilt correctly now, I think correctly. There are no instructions anywhere on how to put those cup style seals. So I think I have it the right way. Don't quote me on it. If you know, by all means, please let me know. However, she is good to go now. She feels great, like she's brand new out of the box. So that's all that I was wanting. They don't seem to be leaking anymore. The back 2 dampers are leaking, but I believe I broke those seals trying to undo them and then retighten them. So I'll probably have to fix those in the future. However, the tops don't leak now whenever you flip it over. So super happy with that. She feels great. It's like it's brand new again. Oh, love to see it, love to see it. Now the leak rate is a little quicker than I would like on the rears. However, it's nowhere near as bad as it was before we rebuilt these shocks and before we even touched them. Like, they were dead empty. So we should get a lot more use and life out of these for sure. Now, with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed, and we will not know until we run it next time. But it is getting late here, so it'll have to be in another video. However, that video is going to be soon. I have something planned. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed. And until next time, peace out.